Hi, today's review is going to be with the Ainol Novo 7 Advanced 2. This is the second generation of a very popular tablet, the Ainol Novo 7 Advanced. It's also part of a family of tablets with the Aurora, the Elf, and again the Advanced. So with the Advanced 2, one thing about Ainol, they know about packaging. They know how to market. Got a nice graphic here. They list the features: Android 4.0, 512 meg RAM, Wi-Fi N, 3D OpenGL, 800 by 480, 7-inch screen, 5-point capacitive multi-touch, the 4x Full HD 2160p, HDMI version 1.4. It's got a front 2 megapixel camera, a G sensor, and on the back, again, it just lists all the same stuff again that I just went over on the front. So packaging is always nice with the Ainol tablets. And when you open it up, you'll see you got a little pull tab there. Pull that out. And inside, we've got our tablet, which is right here. And in the box, you'll find kind of what becomes standard for accessories. So that's aside. You do have a manual, nice graphic manual, but it is in Chinese. You get a little, what I believe is a warranty card. Comes with headphones. You've got a mini USB to full USB adapter. You've got the power supply here, which is a 5-volt, 2 milliamp power supply. So it means this device should be able to be charged by USB. So we can verify that later. And you get a normal USB cable. And for the tablet itself, it's very similar to the original Ainol Novo 7 Advanced, which I've got here to the side. But you'll notice it's got a little bit of a bevel here, which is kind of hard to see, but it's a little rounded on the edges here on the top and bottom. You'll also notice there's no camera on the back, but they did upgrade the front camera to a 2 megapixel, and they also removed the buttons along the side here. So the only buttons now, there's a power, menu, home, and back. And on the bottom here, you've got power, external micro SD, the microphone, USB, HDMI out, and a headphone jack. And that's it for the rest of it in packaging. And this one is white, obviously. And the screen again is a 7-inch, 16:9, 800 by 480 resolution. Now to compare, this is the original Novo 7 Advanced, and you can see size-wise, it's a little different. The Novo 7 Advanced 2 is a little larger, wider rather, and when you put them side by side, the Novo 7 Advanced 2 is actually a tiny bit slimmer. It's a little thinner than its predecessor, but again, it doesn't have the buttons along the side, which were kind of a nice feature. And the Novo 7 Advanced 2 again has 2 megapixel on the back and a 0.3 on the front, whereas there's a 0.2 on the Advanced 2. Ports on the side though, pretty much all the same ports that you have on both devices. Now we're going to go ahead and boot this up, and I'll do a screen comparison between the Advanced 2 and the Advanced, and I've also got the Aurora. So while that's booting, I've got here the Novo 7 Aurora. This is kind of the premier class tablet right now for Ainol. As you can see, it's thinner, it's smoothed, beveled. The screen is also an IPS screen, and it's 1024 by 600 resolution, which is a much higher resolution, and the screen being IPS is a bit brighter. No camera on the back of that one, but we'll get to that. So the Novo 7 Advanced 2 is running ICS, whereas the first Advanced is running Gingerbread. And ICS, I really like the OS itself. There's still some work that needs to be done. There are some issues with Flash, whereas Gingerbread has no issues with Flash. And many times Ainol releases both firmwares, both a Gingerbread and an Ice Cream Sandwich firmware. But as you can see, this is running ICS. It pretty much is running the same build of ICS as the Aurora did when it came. And it's got a lot of Japanese programs in it. I've changed the language to English, but those apps can be removed. And as you can see, pretty responsive. To go into the applications, you go up here to the corner, and you can swipe and see what's in there. You can also keep swiping and get into your widgets. And you can change the widgets there, and it does come with Angry Birds. This does not have Market built into it at this time with the firmware that was released, but you can get the Market using an external script which you can find on the SlateDroid forum. Now this tablet did come from MerryMobiles.com, and they've currently got it listed at a phenomenal price of $129.99, which for a 7-inch tablet with the capabilities of this is really good price if you're okay with the screen resolution and things that way, if you're not looking for the top end. So at $129 though, it's a steal of a deal, and we're going to go ahead and just do the screen comparison now. So this is the Advanced and the Advanced 2, and I'm going to zoom out here. Put that, and here we go. Now I've tried to make these as similar as possible using a background image and the items on display on the screen. And they are also all at full brightness. So there they are, side by side. Now they all look pretty good on brightness from this angle. The Advance 2 is actually a little bit brighter than the original Novo 7 Advance. It also can go lower in the light department. So if I turn them on the lowest, you can see this is still a little brighter. This can actually go to a lower brightness setting, which is good for power saving. So we're going to turn these back up. And if you tilt them, this is where you kind of start seeing a big difference between the IPS screen and the normal screen. You can see here when they're tilted upright, the IPS screen you can still make out, which I go back home. Versus the advanced screens, it's not quite as visible from that kind of angle. So that's it for the devices. Stacked up side by side. Here's the thickness of them. And we're going to zoom back in. And you can see the Aurora again just a little bit slimmer, and the Advance 2 is a little wider. So we're going to set those aside. And you can get all of these tablets again at merrymobiles.com. They range in prices. So with the Advance 2, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off the video now. I'm going to install some additional programs so that we can do some further testing of the device. And we'll be right back. I'm also going to use the script so we can get Market installed. Thanks. Okay, I'm back and got the different programs installed. Also got the Market installed and rooting. And to prove it, we'll click on the little Market app here. And apps. And you can see you got pretty much it's a full Market available. Netflix there, Skype, pretty much everything you'd want to download. So the Market is working. And we'll just close those out. And we'll just do some quick video test here. Just as the Advance and the Aurora and all of them, it plays 1080p video perfectly. Here's an MP4. It always likes to set my brightness down. You can turn the brightness back up. And I'm using Mobile Player to play these, which has some nice touch controls. But 1080p video, just like the other ones, plays fine. I can play the WMV, the MP4s, the MPEGs. I mean, it all plays well. So that is video. The screen on this is, it's a very nice screen. Yes, it is what would now be considered a lower resolution of 800 by 480, but it gets the job done. It does everything you need it to. Now the IPS screen on the Aurora, which is 1024 by 600 and it's IPS, is a phenomenal screen in viewing angles, but this tablet for its price, I mean, it does everything you need it to. And as you can see, this is the white on background text. We can also switch the day-night mode, and you have the reverse for nighttime reading. So that's all deco. And the screen is a 5-point multi-touch, as we said, so we'll go ahead and play just some Fruit Ninja here just to show real quick. And we'll go to new game. Now one thing I've done, these buttons up here, as I said before, were a menu and a home button. I've used a program called Button Remapper, and I've actually changed them into volume controls. I prefer volume. Usually that little menu bar gives you what you need for the returns. So there's one finger, 2, 3, 4, and 5 fingers. So it is 5-finger multi-touch. Works great. quit. Sorry, get that back to level for you. In terms of graphic intense games, I've got a game called Shadowgun on here, and I'll speed up the video just so we get. Alright, and now it's come up here. And let's go do this. So as you can see, graphic-wise, it plays really well. No problems here, except for Mr. Bad Guy there shooting me. So Shadowgun plays well. And we're going to quit here. Exit. Got just a couple minutes left on the video here. YouTube works through the app. It will not work on the browser because of the flash issues. But with YouTube, we'll just do a search, Mr. Tasselhoff. We've got all sorts of videos out there, different model tablets. Let's go to the original Ainol Novo 7 Advanced video.
Hi, I have the pleasure of reviewing the Ainol Novo 7, purchased from MerryMobiles.com. This tablet is currently at a phenomenal price of $150, and we'll get it.
Okay. So that's the YouTube app, and we can also close out our programs here. And let's also just do a little quick web browsing with Dolphin Browser. Going to go to MerryMobiles.com website, again where the tablet came from. I've got MerryMobiles website pulled up, and we click. Helps if you click in the right place. As you can see, MerryMobiles has a lot of products. They do right by their customers. Even though they do send me the tablets for review, I do recommend them to friends and family. Advanced. There we go. And we'll just do a search. And here you can see the original Novo 7 Advanced back to its original price, $279, and the Advanced 2 listed at $129.99, which is a really phenomenal price for what this tablet can do. And off to the right here, you see what would be the link for a YouTube video. If I click on it to enable the flash, it just gives me a black screen on Dolphin Browser. Now I've heard with Opera Browser you can actually use some flash with Ice Cream Sandwich. But this limitation is really just Ice Cream Sandwich itself. It's not the tablet. And if you can get the gingerbread ROM on here, flash would work just fine. So on MerryMobiles website, you have the device. Again, $129.99, free shipping. You have different accessory options like a case or memory cards. There's also a USA Repair Service Plan option, which that means basically if something goes wrong, you can send it within the US to repair it rather than back to China in most cases, unless it needs replacement. And here you go, you've got a kind of comparison of different tablets and the specs. And, you know, MerryMobiles is a great site, a lot of different things for you to look at. So that's the device in a nutshell. Again, if you like the original Novo 7 Advanced, you'll like the Advanced 2. The size changes actually are welcomed and nice. I do miss the back camera, but they've upgraded the front camera. And how often are you going to use this to take actual photos versus, you know, using a phone, which usually has a higher megapixel camera. So great device, check it out, and also check out other reviews coming up. I will be reviewing a 9-inch tablet and another 7-inch tablet coming up. Thanks, bye.